And welcome to Millionaire Mindset Monday. I think I'm also adding the social media lifestyle to that. My name is Danyelle Claxton. How are you? Today is Monday, June 10th, 2024. And I am absolutely amazed at how fast time is moving.
Mm-hmm.
It's moving very quickly. So, how was everybody weekend?
Exactly how I liked it, uh, including the feeding the cat every 3 hours. Now it's every 2 hours, but it's not as much.
Mm-hmm.
That was a
Is
task.
eating?
Huh?
Is it a girl or boy?
Oh boy.
Is he eating?
He's not eating on his own. If you kind of put it in his mouth and force him, he'll eat it. So we think we're doing good. And this could go on for it could go on for a minute, maybe a couple of weeks until
Mm-hmm.
when he starts eating is when we know that he's okay
Mm-hmm.
on his own. But he still goes and poops and does what he got to do, and he lays around and sleeps and just relaxes all day. Still wants his privacy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The cat wants his privacy.
How old
But
is he?
we got him in 2000. I want to say 16 or 17. So he's about,
8 years
yeah,
times 7.
yeah. And so he's a chunky baby.
Mm-hmm.
Really. Like it's like holding a little child. I bet you your grandson weighs less than he does.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I had
Yeah,
a,
how
I
was
had
your
a,
weekend, Queen?
huh?
How was your weekend?
It was very good. It was very interesting. It was very, oh, um, healing. Healing in a magnificent way. Um, my my Pam and I just calculated today that when my sister had an aneurysm, her name is Sharita. She had an aneurysm 27 years ago,
Mm,
actually, because
hmm.
the baby, yeah, Tashima is I think 27 years old now. And ever since that time, Sharita and her daughter, Tashima's mother, have had friction because Sharita had an aneurysm and it touched her mothering instincts.
Okay.
And so there was a lot of hurt, a lot of words, a lot of things that just went crazy. And then of course then the daughter went into protection of herself and don't want to be bothered with the mom. So here we are, 20, the baby's now 27. And due to the situation of her son, my nephew, my great nephew, right? And going to prison and stuff, it has created a situation that the family needs to come together and deal with.
Mm,
Nonetheless, this weekend was the first time that we came together to raise money in selling dinners and stuff, cooking and using the kitchen upstairs and going off into a whole nother world of business. And uh, when when Sharita texts Tika, Tika connects with me instead of back to the mom, right? Anyway, when I talked to her, Tika, I said, why didn't you call your mom back? Who she would not call mama. And she wouldn't say my mother. She would say Sharita. And then we would get on her. You do not call her Sharita. So that was that whole thing all these years. But this weekend, when she did that, I said, Tika, you're gonna have to break through. You're gonna have to break through this, right? And she did. When on Friday night, when she got there, she came upstairs. I heard that she had talked to her mother before then and answering her questions. And when she walked in, and you never knew that nothing had happened between the two of them. She
Mm.
talked to her mom. You know, she was showing me pictures and videos of her son. And I said, go show your mom. She went over there and they stayed over there and looked at pictures and videos and stuff. And, you know, they were talking and she went over and hugged her mom. And then yesterday we continued, and Shantika could not be there because she had to work, and Sharita was there, and she heard her in the background, but she had said, I won't be able to be there, you know. So when she heard her in the background, she said, is that my mama in the background? Yeah. I just want to say to her, I just appreciate her so much. I thank you because I know you said you wasn't going to be able to come and you came anyway. And I just want to thank you. I'm like, oh. So I've been just praising God for restitution. And I was saying to Pam, to start this morning, I said, that's something like the prodigal son. When the son came back, the dad did not say anything. The parent didn't say anything. I don't know, you're gonna have to do this. Just took him in. And that's what Sharita did. She just took her in, you know, in her arms and hugged her back and talked back with her and stuff like that. She's been missing that for 27 years. I'm about to tear up right now.
Mm.
But forgiveness is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get that breakthrough, there's nothing like it. A climax even ain't like that. Getting that breakthrough to free your soul and free your heart to love someone, and that whole prodigal child thing is what that's about. It's about the past is gone. Next, we get to start new. We get to start new. And so because and I'm gonna tell you how God can take something ugly and bring something beautiful out of it. Him going in that situation that he's in and stuff, you know, that's what has brought where you got to get a breakthrough because you need each other right now. And so I just want to thank God. My meditation was about gratitude this morning. And just thanking God for one, for his timing, one for whatever has been done against our soul. When God brings you through that sucker, it is amazing. It is the ultimate healing. It is the best forgiveness and experience of that. And when it happened, you know, we didn't make nothing big about it. It was just like when she came in and she hugged her mom and she called her mom. She wouldn't even call her mother. She would say Sharita, and then we would, you know, because we are a family of respect, and you respect your elders, and you know, oh no, you will not be calling my sister by her first name in the way that you're doing it. No, you will not do that. And so God is so good and so faithful. And you just don't know what that thing is that's going to break that bondage and break that hold on your life. And now, because they got to work together. They get to work together to help their, her son and Tashima's brother. And oh, I'm just, I'm just ecstatically happy because the whole family is involved. The whole family gets involved whenever you're going through something, the whole family gets involved, even if it's just their thoughts about it, or they're praying about it, help you, or they're trying to help you financially, or whatever the thing is. Even if they're criticizing you, they're involved because they know you and they love you. And so I am just so grateful. I said, that saga is over. It is over. I'm telling you. Oh, I can shout for joy. It is over. It is done. It is done. It is complete. So that was what my weekend was like. Just breaking through that. And we've now created a new business because what they have to do, what the family has to do is it's going to cost a bit of money, and we need to just come together, work together in order to take care of it, because she cannot do that by herself, short of God giving her a miracle. And miracle, yes, God has given a miracle because God has healed this unit, has healed the family. And I'm so grateful. I'm full. And the willingness to make this happen, because that's her child, that's her son. And she was the only one who was still holding on to injustice being done to her 27 years. And it wasn't like 27 years ago that this happened. It's been just happening throughout, and she was she was 14. So that time when she needed her mom, that was when she didn't have her mom. And her mom was somewhat of an attack to her heart, to her, So she's there now. She's there. And I'm happy. So that's what happened. I saw the completion of hurt. I saw the completion. I saw all of that go away. It was like it never happened, you guys. It was like that's healing. It's like it never happened. And that prodigal child, when that son came back home, he did not go down, okay, well, blah, 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 blah. It was like, come on in. Come on in. Table is set. Table been set for a long time. And God is good. God is absolutely good. So anyway, so that was the highlight of my weekend, yeah, just seeing my family and knowing that my mom is at my mom's funeral, we did forgiveness. It wasn't about all that. I said, Mama said forgive, and we actually had, in the midst of everybody we had to stop, and everybody that was in there, we dealt with forgiveness. That was her. And then, just seeing my family doing, just dealing with forgiveness. Mama is, her and Anita, they doing some stuff. And they are making some stuff as our ancestors, they are working out some stuff. So anyway, that was my weekend. And no amount of money or no amount of anything could top what happened. The healing of mama and daughter. Yeah. Yeah. And then the granddaughter created the flyer, and they just saw how they have the pieces to make all this stuff work. So I'm happy. I'm pleased. I'm so honored. I'm honored. I'm grateful.
Mm.
And
Speaking on ancestors, you know, on Saturday, July 29th is
yeah,
adoption. And, you know, that's when we go and we commemorate our ancestors together as a community.
yeah, yeah.
Over on Belle Isle, and it starts at about 7. Supposed to start at 7, but you know how melanated people time can be. But yeah, now's the time to get your prayers together, your requests, your what is it? Honorings. And I love Mama Evelyn because Mama Evelyn becoming prepared with her chair and everything.
I'm gonna bring my chair too this time.
Bring your chair, but also remember to bring your offerings,
Offering.
your
Yeah,
what is it? Fruit, flowers.
yeah.
People generally do bring liquor, but it's like, you know, it's the basics of all basics to fill up that raft and to send everything out there. So
Yeah, they dance and whew,
Yeah.
prayer and dance, and it's a wonderful. I was just looking at the videos that I have and the pictures that I have um from the year that I went,
Mm-hmm.
just remembering all that, just it coming back to me, because I took a lot of pictures, and even from the drumming all the way out, that was so beautiful.
well,
Okay.
we're gonna sit down and we're gonna turn that into some sort of wheel or something, because we gotta get out here and start sharing our stories. You don't know how important you are. You don't know how important you is until you share your stories. And you know, you do not want to just have these now what is it? Trying to think gigabytes of information and stuff, and nobody knows how you feel about this, that, and the third. We did a good run when we were doing the Elizabeth conference, but then it's like I know everything just kind of slowed down and stopped. And I'm gonna stop for a second and say hi to our guest. My guest is my very dear friend, um, Damon Douglas, one of Elizabeth for sure. Because I've known Damon.
Hello, everyone.
Grand Rising.
Hey,
How are
Ben.
you?
Grand Rising.
Thanks for coming.
Ooh, and it's funny. It's fun. It's interesting too because I'm a person that use Oracle cards too, and I'm going to start implementing this to my show. And the card set that I have is the Black Tarot. I did get this recommendation from Mama Het. It's a sister that I follow on Instagram, and I like these. These are beautiful. They're not your average tarot cards, but they're absolutely beautiful. And what's funny, it's 2 cards. Anytime you shuffle, if a card falls or a card falls to the ground, we call them jumpers. Like these are the ones you need to pay attention to because they jump out the deck. So it's funny. Father of Wands, we talking about Father's Day and the week of Father's Day. Father of Wands popped out, and I just wanted to show you the artwork of this card.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll read what that means. And then it's funny, you got Daughter of Wands, and she happens to be in a suitcase with a suitcase. So I'll quickly read what that is. Oh, here it is. Read what that is. And for those of you who are not familiar with using oracle cards, all they are just another way of divination of getting a message. There are more than one ways of connecting with nature, more than one ways in connecting with spirit. And I'm a big believer, no one's way is better or greater than anyone else's. So I honor and respect everyone on how they choose to honor divinity within their own, within their own way.
Mhm.
So for me and this, what is it? The successes in the ritual challenge, it's connecting back to everything in every which way. So honoring our ancestors, what is it? Honoring nature,
Mhm.
honoring everything. So I'm looking in the book, and they do comes with the book so you can read, because you don't magically just learn all this stuff all at once. It takes a second. So hold on, I'm looking for where it says the wands and the baskets, and oh, I'm looking. So I just love when I know when the card is upright, it's negative. When the card is um upside down, it's adverse. And adverse doesn't mean something bad. Like for instance, a lot of times people might get a card that represents death. Death does not mean physical death. It could be the death of a situation, just like what Queen Aduni just expressed. It could be the death of an opportunity, the ending of something, but endings don't necessarily mean that it's all bad. That's what I'm saying. And like right here, wands, uh, the suits of a wand actually it has something to do with goals, creativity, task, and inspiration. The astrological signs that it goes around is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, which is funny because I'm a Leo. I'm a fire sign, which means the element naturally is fire. And the traits go with social, public, creativity realms, ideas that are turned into actions, roles in family and community, society, energetic, enthusiasm, energetic, and creative. So I'm like, I just got 2 family court. Think this is it. Because sometimes, okay, here we go. I found it. It wasn't in the same spot. So the Father of Wands is the visionary and the leader, which is funny because we have the Elizabeth Visionary Conference. Okay. And the card is a description of a man in the field against the backdrop of the mountains. The Father of Wands embodies the fiery energy that comes with creating new strategies to replace old, outdated methods. He is ready to step up and take lead when opportunities arise. The Father of Wands can motivate others with his expansive energy. He is the reminder that success requires discipline and commitment. In a reading, this card highlights the importance of shaking things up and walking in the unbeaten path, bringing your inspiration and dreams into reality. So in the yang, motivation, the big picture, wisdom, inspirational speaking. The yin is impulsiveness, ruthlessness, smooth talking, betrayal. And as far as aligning, it says making different choices around trigger and cycles. So that's the Father of Wands.
Hmm.
The other card that jumped out of there was the Daughter of Wands. So I know. It says the traits is exploration and excitement. A young woman stands in a busy train station looking forward to an adventure that awaits her. Ready to take on whatever comes next, she carries the vibrant energy of an entrepreneur and a warrior. The Daughter of Wands is footloose and fancy free. Somebody got a song that sounds familiar. When this card appears in the reading, it's call to action, a reminder that you will not be content sitting on the sidelines. The card reminds us the power of travel and how much you discover about yourself as you explore new places. So in the yin, it's adventure, passion, reluctance to settle down, changes happen quickly. And the yang is the opposite: abuse, procrastination, irritability, recklessness. And in alignment is reminding us to practice conscious eating. So very interesting of these 2 cards right here. And so I am going to go and introduce, I guess, my Elizabeth Bro for this week. His name is Damon Douglas. And Damon is someone I've known for years and will pop up and talk about a new adventure or a new business opportunity. And we do talk about health and wellness and,
And life in general.
all of that. He's definitely a liberal. I would say that. Multi-talented, a myriad of things, and just wants to be that person to help and uplift other people as we, uplift each other. So I'm gonna turn it on Damon, just let him introduce himself. Damon, we met, a few of us met Damon over at Black Tech Saturday, and he fit right in and just jumped right in. And when we was doing videos for Lakeisha's campaign, it was like, sure, no problem, let's go. Like no questions, no answers, no resistance, no nothing. Just like, okay, you part of the tribe. Okay, okay. So I'm like, go ahead and introduce yourself and welcome to Grand Rising Elizabeth, Damon, and tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I don't know if I could say any much more than what you already did. Um, I'm Damon Douglas. I'm 57 years old, and I think Danyelle, my wonderful, wonderful, beautiful sister there, has already described me in a nutshell. Always on the go, get stuff done. I'm gonna say something that she hasn't said. She knows it, but not many of you or the audience knows. Is that right at about a year ago, I had a stroke, and I was told to sit down for a year. And I was telling Danielle that I can't let those things like a little bitty strokes let me sit down. She said, "Surely you can." But I can't. I don't know. I don't know how to sit still. I am an entrepreneur at heart. I've been in sales for most of my adult life. I went into trucking, and I've been in trucking for going on 13 years now, with the exception of the past year. I've been forced to be off the road because of the stroke. And just like many people who actually know me says, just by looking at me, you would never be able to tell that I had a stroke. And I believe that I was blessed and fortunate. I had a minor stroke. I recovered my facial paralysis within a day. My speech came back within a day and a half. I had a little bit of mobility issues for a couple of months, but other than that, I've been doing great. I started off in physical therapy about a year ago, or right after my stroke. I was barely able to lift 10 pounds. Now I can lift 200. I'm in the gym almost every single day. I started this journey when I had my stroke all the way up into my birthday this year, April 27th of this year. I was weighing in at 340 pounds. My doctor said, come on, Mr. Douglas. You're at the biggest you ever been in your whole entire life. And look at you. You just had a stroke and you got all these other medical issues. Now you're in diabetes range. So we got to get this under control. So I have been getting things under control. I've been looking for natural means, trying to shun his medical medicines, searching for a healthy alternative way. And I've come from 340 pounds down 18 pounds to 322 pounds now, and still going to have a path and a plan to lose over 100 pounds in less than a year. So that's my goal. And what else would you like to know?
Well, I want to say that I mean, well, you were coming to the Elizabeth conference, but something happened that prevented you from coming.
My
But
sister had an event on that day.
say that again.
My sister had an event on that day.
Okay. I knew it was something because you was all gone ho, and then you gave me that call. It's like, oh, it's cool. It happens. But I wanted to know. So basically, you met some of us over at Black Tech Saturday, and I
Yeah.
wanted to know what was it about, hanging out with us at Black Tech Saturday that gave you the interest that, inspired you to want to come to the conference?
Well, first of all, you inspired me to come. And as you know, that in this time off the road, like I said, I just can't sit still. So I decided to learn other things. I've been learning how to use artificial intelligence. I've been learning how to use social media more. I got into selling solar, which is what I'm into now. And you inspired me by saying, "Hey, solar, Black Tech Saturdays. You're black. Solar is definitely tech." And I said, you know what? Not only is it tech, it's green tech. It's something that we all need. It's something that's responsible to our planet, and is a way to help others. So I just jumped right on in, see where I could fit in.
Awesome. And did you like connect with other people? I know you connected with the Elizabeths, but did you connect with other people networking wise when you was at that one particular event?
Oh, definitely. I actually picked up a recruit, somebody that was looking for a job. I've been working with somebody trying to help get them trained on how to sell solar and find leads and all kinds of good stuff. I found a few other people that were into tech that we decided to build bonds with, and I even ran into a couple of old friends there as well.
Awesome. And okay, so you also mentioned that through sales, and there's an old friend right there, that a connection we didn't even know we had and knowing each other. Miss Lakeisha LeGrand right there,
Right.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. What a pleasant surprise to see you, Damon.
I know, and like I said before, that ain't Lakeisha. That's Shorty Get Loose.
They don't know that part. They don't know that part.
They don't know that part.
They don't know that part.
Yeah.
So we was just talking about how we can, this the old people just how we end up networking and not knowing who we know until we get out there and start networking with people who we don't know. It's like, oh, okay. But Damon, you mentioned that you do social media. So what got you, and by you being in sales, what got you to start to embrace the world of social media? I'm gonna say fearlessly.
Well, number one, today's day and age of marketing and sales, the landscape has changed. It's not about picking up the phone book and dialing one person at a time. It's been a thing about being able to target your audience, learning who is your target market. So that way you're not wasting time. You're going in with a plan. You learn exactly who your audience is, who you want to talk to, who are people most apt to buy from you.
Okay. And I'm gonna say, what platforms do you use, and how often do you use them?
I use them all, but my focus is on Facebook, Facebook groups. I haven't started doing Facebook ads just yet, but that is coming up in the near future. I have enough in my pipeline to actually go without doing ads right now. Not ready to scale up just yet to the point where I need ads.
Okay. And if you were to use ads, what would be your target? What would be your targeting for getting for ads? Would that be new leads, new followers? What is it?
Okay, let's stick with solar for a moment. So if I were to target people for solar, number one, I know that I'm not looking for people who are renting or um, apartments, or even, bear with me for a moment because I got a call coming through. Let me send them the voicemail. There, that's better. I probably should have activated Do Not Disturb. Um, I'm looking for homeowners. I'm not looking for elderly citizens. I'm looking for somebody that's going to see value in a product. I'm looking for people who are interested in being responsible to our planet. I'm looking for people who do want to eliminate their electric bills. So, usually the mindset between people who rent and the people who own, um, most people want to own their home. And our concept is really genuine in the fact of, if you own your home, why don't you own your own electricity? Just like you could pay off your house, you could pay off your electricity by buying solar panels. And once they're paid for, you have no more electric bill. Now let's just say if I was to use Facebook as a target market, where's going to be my best place to find homeowners? They use electricity. Well, DTE has a Facebook page.
Hmm.
Customers are on there constantly complaining about their electric bills.
Right.
So who do you think I'm going to target? People complaining about their electric bills on the DTE page. There are plenty of them. It's that part to me is not rocket science, but you don't know what you don't know, and you do need people to teach you these things.
Good example. Good example. So I know you use Facebook. What else do you use? Because I know I follow you.
I do use Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I don't really use it. I'm definitely on LinkedIn, and I'm starting to use that more. I haven't scaled up with my LinkedIn usage, but that is definitely high on the list. And there are very many professional people, especially salespeople, that I could target and actually recruit and help build the actual business.
Okay, Mama Evelyn, you have a question?
What got you interested in solar? Because I live with my daughter. I do have our family home, which is vacant at the moment. But I live with my daughter, and she is buying her house. And at one point we were looking into that because DTE is so far up our pockets, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Prime example.
Yeah, and we did look into a company, and it was like $100 a month for the next 20 years, and I was like, what? I don't know. It just, and they didn't seem interested in really giving us much information, I guess, because we didn't qualify for whatever they were offering at the time. And I definitely want to work with my own people when it comes to that sort of thing.
Okay.
So, what does it involve in exactly? How many panels should you get, and before you start, where DTE has to buy from you?
Well, there are so many pieces to the puzzle that I would need from you. The thing that I would recommend is actually to get a copy of your electric bill over to Danyelle. And then I could get Danyelle to plug everything into our software system. And then we could take a look at your roof. We could take a look at how it's positioned. If you're getting the best amount of sunlight that would make it more advantageous for you to have it. We do a consultation. Number one, see if it is right for you. We can't promise that we could do everybody. So we do take a look. Now, you did say that you had a quote before. I would love to take a look at that quote if you still have it available. You don't?
No.
Okay, that's not a problem. And what we do is we start with your electric bill because people think that, okay, well, my electric bill, it might be low right now, but I've had months where it's been crazy high. The thing that a lot of people don't realize is that on your electric bill, it gives a 12-month graph. So we can actually see your entire past year of electrical usage, which is a big part of how we come up with how many panels you need and how it would benefit you. Now, you also mentioned that they would charge you $100 a month, but how much is your actual electric bill?
Oh, Sheena, I don't look at the bill,
Okay.
but I can get her to print out a copy. But yeah, I don't, she deals with it. But
Okay.
I know we owe them a lot of money, and well, she does. And the thing is, she was on this program to, because of COVID, to eliminate a lot of the debt that she had, but because of some glitches on DTE's part, when she would go in and view her bill, it wasn't registering right. So next thing you know, she was $1,000 in debt, And now it's more than
Okay.
that. It's like, but it was your issue on your end that she didn't get the correct information. And it's not her fault that she didn't get the correct information about how much the bill was. It's your fault. It's your glitch. So, and
Right,
they didn't care, or they don't care, you know, they make the mistake, but you still pay for it,
right,
which
right.
I found really, discouraging. Um, so yeah, I can get a copy over to Danyelle today.
That would be great.
Yeah, does anybody else have any more questions for Mr. Douglas?
Queen,
Hi.
I have a question.
Brother
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Aaron.
I'm on my laptop because I'm trying to. What just happened? Let's see. It wouldn't make sense to me to come off because I'm in a huge room and I have another guest with me. I have Miss Delta McKinstry with me. She was at the Elizabeth conference. So, I just want to say about the solar panel. I've had a desire to have them for a very long time when they first started talking about it in the government. Can you hear me okay? Because I'm really away from the mic.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, hear you perfectly.
Oh, perfectly. Okay, great. So when the government first came around, they said that we can get them for free. I don't know if that program is still going on or if that was just the hopes to get people to come in and do it. So I did have someone come out to my home that I do own my own home. And I was very excited about it because I already have 1, 2, 3, 4 skylights that light up my
Right.
house until the sun go down. But when the
Awesome.
representative came over, he looked at my home, looked at my backyard, looked at all of the trees that I have for shade, and said they would have to be cut down. I said that is not happening because I entertain in my backyard and we need those trees for shade. It's a huge backyard. It's like a park. I call it Castle Park. My house is Katie's Castle. My backyard is Castle Park. And I'm not cutting down my trees just to have solar. And I'm like, why is that an issue? If all of the light is coming through the trees, through my skylights, and I've had 2 people one person actually came and looked at it personally, physically, and then another company looked at it through satellite. He was looking at my house through satellite. He said, oh yeah, you got too many trees, they got to come down. So I would love to have solar, but I'm going to keep my trees. So is it not an option for me?
I don't know without looking at the landscape, and I don't know if you're actually a possible candidate for maybe putting it not necessarily even on your home or possibly your garage, maybe, or even possibly explore the option of ground mounts to see if they could be positioned in a way where trees are not an issue. That is something that we will have to take a look at.
Ground mounts. Now, see, that sounds promising because no one ever said anything about that. And then the other thing about the roof, because that's where the panels would go, I have been told, and I had 2 estimates, that I need a new roof. So would you put panels on a roof that needs to be replaced eventually?
No.
So the ground mounts probably would be the best way for me, period. Right?
It's a possibility. Still cannot make a commitment to that without taking a look ourselves. We have a design team that once everything is plugged into the software, that's when we actually know.
Okay, that sounds great. Now, there's the second question about the bill. My electric bill, DTE, is also combined with my gas bill.
That's
So
not an issue.
that's not an issue.
No, most people's bill are combined with their gas.
Okay, because I remember a long time ago, I used to do 2 bills, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
it used to be Mishcon and
right?
DT, right? Yeah.
So
So
now
that's an
that's not
issue.
an issue. And I'm looking because I heard you asking Mama Evelyn about her bill, and she's like, "Well, let me look at mine." So I would pay like about anywhere from like 150 to 175 a month. And
Okay.
wintertime when the heat comes up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all for lowering anything. But like I said, when I first heard about solar panels, they were saying free, free. Everybody was saying free. Now is that just the installation free? Because I know
No,
nothing in life
nothing,
is free but salvation.
exactly, exactly. And here's the deal. There are a lot of programs out there, and we do also have to see which ones you qualify, whether there's a rebate or whether it's a tax incentive. What we found is that most people will be told that you could get a tax credit. Most people, the way tax credits work, if you're a W-2 employee or if you're getting a tax refund at the end of the year, most people that won't be of benefit to. Now, rebates, on the other hand, which the state of Michigan is doing certain rebates in certain areas, so we have to definitely see if your home qualifies for that.
Okay. And we have two senior citizens living in this home, a 63-year-old and a 75-year-old. Will that get
Okay.
any benefits?
That I don't know, but I'll be glad to check into that for you.
Okay, well, we need to talk, Mr. Douglas.
Okay.
Need an appointment.
Okay.
How can we make that happen?
Through
Damon, if you don't
Danyelle.
mind, I could put this information in the chat. And
Awesome.
then I know you actually had a question you wanted to ask.
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask Damon about, we're doing these shows for this and next week due to Father's Day. So I want to know about your fathering. You have children, grandchildren. What?
I have
that.
one 20-year-old son.
Uh-huh.
Right now he's in Phoenix, Arizona. He had to finish high school through an online program, so he's walking across the stage in Phoenix this week.
Mm-hmm. Did you raise him?
No, actually, his mother did. She when her and I broke up, she moved from here to Phoenix, Arizona with him. So he was mostly raised in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Funny thing about that is that was a super huge reason why I got into trucking to begin with. I was looking at, not only did I have the stroke last year, but I had another couple of health issues. One time I was even on a walker for 9.5 months. And I blew through my whole entire 401k at that time. I had another issue twice where I had a pulmonary embolism. I had a single blood clot in one lung in '04, and another one I had multiple blood clots in both of my lungs 10 years later in 2014. All three of those things put me in a negative where it comes to retirement savings. So I had to start over. So back 13 years ago when I got into trucking, I looked at it like a blessing. I said, my son is moving out to Phoenix. I had no desire to move to Phoenix, Arizona. All of my family is here. The funny thing, my ex-wife, all of her family is here as well, but she went chasing some other man. So that's another issue. uh, But I got into trucking. I ended up working for Swift Transportation, whose main headquarters is in Swift. And the beautiful thing about working with them is that you could take home time anywhere in the country. So I would split my home time. I would take a couple days a month here in Detroit and a couple days a month there in Phoenix, so I could spend time with my son.
Mm-hmm.
And what else would you like to know about this father-son relation? He looks just like me, so I'm told.
What's one of your most valued memories about being his dad?
One of my most valued memories. Probably just watch. It's not one single one. I don't know. Can
Yeah,
you
I
put
guess you
one?
can't have one. Yeah, right. But
I mean, especially
What brings you
I mean,
on it?
just from watching him, take his first steps, I was, you know, making me feel like a proud papa, from me just watching him grow from, the little fellow that he is to the guy that's as big as me now.
Yeah.
He's very well mannered. He's well spoken. I need to help him come along on his lack of initiative. I'm
Hmm.
trying to get him right now out of this phase. He's gotten addicted to money, but little money, working at fast foods. So now I'm trying to help him transition from small job to, hey, you're no longer a teenager, you're a grown man. Now I need you to start thinking farther into the future.
Yeah.
So I'm working with him on that, and help him to get established and maintain good credit now while he's young, so
Mhm.
that he could transition from, you know, just living, with family and moving into planning buying his first home.
Yeah. What did he get from you? Personality, or what?
He
Like
talks
when
a
with
lot.
my son, it's like, oh God, he got that from me. I know, I know. Good, bad, or indifferent. It's like, oh God. Or some things are like, that's me. That's me. What are those things for you?
He can't stop talking. He got it from me. I own it. I admit it.
Oh, that's so cool. All right. That's
So
all.
I am so grateful. I'm just grateful. You never know the connections that you embark in your life. And I know we're talking about Father's Day. I'm looking more at that male energy, that the masculine side of what Elizabeth's are. Because even though Damon is older than me, I don't look at him as a father, maybe, uncle, brother, or something like that, but you know, he does bring that another perspective when it comes to older, wiser, older male wise men, period. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful to have that other perspective. Because we are all at different levels and stages, and different life. People have different perspectives. Let's just say it like that. Because you guys met my Uncle Harold, and that's a whole nother perspective on life in general. And it's like, okay, when it comes to business, when it comes to my biggest thing is I want to give kudos to is that Damon is a wiser man that's taking care of his health. Because nowadays in this society, it is, you don't see too many men that's really taking care of themselves. Like really. So you had a stroke and you was able, I know you've had some holistic knowledge before all this happened. And then it's like,
Right.
okay, now it's the time to apply it and make it happen.
Mhm.
And you doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I really think more. I have men my age in their 40s that are breaking down. They're men breaking down in their 30s, breaking down in their late 20s, and it's like, yeah, you might want to do something to change that.
Right.
So, yeah, I appreciate watching you do it. Because when I got the call, I remember video chatting with you, and it was like, okay, that whole face paralysis, and now it's like you can't even tell that even happened.
Right.
So yeah, so we got solar, we have trucking. Um, is there anything else that you're into? I know, like I said, he does social media. He's out there. He'll get on TikTok and do something. That's how Damon is one of those people when he's traveling on the road, you kind of know he's okay when he's posting something. So it's like, okay, I'm hearing this, then I'm resting over here. I'm doing it. Okay, you're doing okay. But when the post stop, that's when the phone calls come. Like, you okay? You
Mhm.
good?
We we
Um,
don't we don't have enough time to go through all the things that I'm involved with. This is only what, an hour show. I could take all day. I look, I have a program where I could show people how to start from zero and where you could start making immediate money. My goal is usually to help people to make their first 10,000 and to go to six figures from there. Solar is just one vehicle, but people need a marketing plan, a marketing strategy. They need to know who to contact. Why do you want to contact that person? Are they a good, viable candidate? How to search for them, how to talk to them, how to help them take the next step.
Okay, sir. So we
And
definitely
I'm
gonna have
sorry, I'm
you.
not trying to blow off that question, but some people always tell you to stick with one thing, but we all know that people who have serious money, millions or more, billions, they don't have just one stream of income. That is one big lie that has
Yeah,
been forced
can't do
upon
it.
us for so long.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't do it. You can't do it.
Yes.
Yeah, even biblically, God tells you to put your hands in several things.
Yes.
Well, because one thing will chill out, and then this one will pop up. Okay, let me focus
Exactly.
here. You know,
I
but if
would
you
say
have one
not.
thing, you're in trouble. Evelyn's hand is up.
Yeah, you need to come back on because my daughter, she's another Danyelle because she's a Leo too, and she's in her 40s. And yeah, she needs another source of income. She has a good job. Yeah, works for Apple from home. And but she needs I asked her, is this what you're gonna do for the rest of your life and just retire from this? And she's not gonna do that, but she doesn't have a plan to do anything else. But she does know she needs multiple streams of income. She is also a pretty good artist herself, but yeah, she likes easy money.
Well,
So
who doesn't?
I know, right?
I
yeah.
like easy money.
Yeah, so yeah, you have to come on and say, what those other streams of income could possibly be for her, and maybe she would be interested. Another Monday would be good because she's off on Monday, and I can probably drag her in here or have her come on her computer and ask, a question because yeah, yeah, just you know depending on one job or whatever, it's just not working. Never has worked. So
And it probably never will work. I mean, depending on what people's wants are. Some people's needs are simplistic, but what I tell people to be careful about simplistic, um, it's the same thing that I tell people about being sedentary or even complacent. I tell people all the time that complacency is the natural enemy to success. You cannot truly be successful by being complacent.
Yeah.
One of the things that I have learned is that through my God, even with adversity, I've talked about losses, losses due to health. And usually every time that there's been a loss in my life, it's always been a setup to take me to yet another level. Because my God, he does not just restore you to where you were. He always restores and takes you to the next level up. Every single time has worked out that way for me. He has not failed me once.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Lakeisha?
Yes, I want to say, one of the things I want to say about Damon, I've always admired him. He's always been a gentleman, but he always had that entrepreneurial spirit. I think that may be how we really, connected, in the past, is because, he was a go-getter, I was a go-getter. And, I remember people always say, Lakeisha, what you doing now? Oh Lord, what you doing now? Maybe you're doing too much. People will tell you that you're doing too much.
You know?
My
I
mentor
hear
said
that.
only poor people tell you that. Because when I
Hello.
look at my life, all the different things I'm in, like life insurance and Medicare and all these other different other businesses, multi-level marketing, all these things that I was in, I don't know how I would have made it if I wasn't in all of those things. Because
Hello.
right on time. Like money would come here, or money would come here, money would come. That's how I was able to pay my house off in 7 years. My goal was to pay it off in 5. But if I had not had all of those different streams of income coming in, I wouldn't have been able to pay my house off in 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have been able
Yes.
to do it. So stop listening to people. You know, a lot of times you have to be careful about who you're getting your advice from. Who you're getting your advice from, because he said only poor people tell you that. And I love studying millionaires and billionaires, and every single last one of them have multiple streams of income, you know,
Every
multiple
single
streams.
one.
And they have some form of real estate within their financial portfolio.
I was just about to add that they
Yep.
have to, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But I commend you, Damon. I didn't know that you were going through those health challenges. The last time, you know, we had talked before the Black Tech Saturday, you was doing the truck. But he's always been a gentleman, always been, you know, doing different things, creating wealth for himself. And so it's just a pleasure to see you on here. I wish you a lot of success. Can't nothing keep you down. You like, hey, I don't care.
Nothing, baby, nothing.
Speaking of Black Tech Saturday, it is 10:04. Is there another one scheduled? Is there a date?
Let me look up real quick. Let me look up because they did go on spring break, and I'm like, I understand because how they put that together. We have a couple of things coming up. Like I'm gonna mention again about a Dossie is June 29th. At Belle over at the Lighthouse. If you don't know exactly where that is, you can look that up for us. You can, those of us who've been there before, we can let you know. I'm looking it up because I love their page. Now, I do not see anything for another Black Tech. I do see something for a beginner's golf clinic on Saturday, June 15th. So I'm like, okay, I see that, which is interesting. They do have something for Black Tech in Baltimore. So I'll just have to look up and see Black Tech for Detroit to see exactly what do they have going on when they're doing that. I know they're spring break, but the date for spring break has almost been like a month, so they should be having something come up soon. As soon as I find out, I will let you know.
Okay.
Okay, now
Oh,
speaking of
go
social media, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Damon.
Speaking of social media and looking at different dates, a lot of people don't consider this social media, but it is, and it is one of my go-to tools. How many of you are on Eventbrite? Eventbrite tells you of different upcoming events, whether it's in your city, whether it's online, whether it's in person. And Black Tech Saturday, how many of us last time around we got our tickets using Eventbrite?
Right. Yeah, what was so sweet, Damon, is my husband and I just released our new album, and and there was a couple that was there, and if I don't know you, I'll just say, so who invited you, or how did you find out? And the couple said Eventbrite. They found us on Eventbrite and came. That was wonderful. I immediately grabbed Danyelle so that she, so she has proof that it works.
Like that was a cool couple to meet. I was like, okay, Eventbrite is a great social media tool to get your what is it?
Your events out.
Your events out there.
Yeah.
Which
Now, if you also
that?
if you also want to network with other professionals, you might want to consider business networking groups like LBN or BNI. Now, a lot of us, if we're in small business, and if we're like me, I'm a one-man shop right now that's building a team. Neither one of those options, because of the price, work for me. But also other networking groups. Look in Eventbrite, see if there are any upcoming physical places where you could meet with other like-minded, business-minded individuals, where you could get together, share business cards, And if you don't have business cards, do what Danyelle did with me. She introduced me to the Hi Hello app. Free virtual business cards. And when people see it and you share your virtual business card, people love it.
Yeah.
It is the bomb.
Okay,
Yes,
Jackie,
got
and then
something
we're
to say?
gonna close out. I'm
I
sorry,
had-
not Jackie, Lakeisha.
Oh, Lakeisha.
I get
Okay, yeah.
Jackie.
I just wanted know if anybody did not know, Tony Robbins have an event. Him and Dean Griassi, I can't pronounce his name properly.
Graciosi.
Great, yeah, him. The game has changed. They have a virtual thing called The Game Has Changed for $1. All the Tony Robbins and Dean stuff, it's like off the chain. And so it's virtual. I just recommend it's from the 13th, June the 13th through the 15th. So it's I think it's gonna be absolutely fantastic. The game has changed, and they're gonna give you some good stuff. I mean, really, we're on this 30-day challenge. It will definitely put some momentum up under you, and I think it's gonna be really, really inspirational, motivational, and definitely educational for $1.
Awesome, awesome.
And you can find it on Facebook.
Okay.
The
Okay.
game has changed.
Danielle, you want to close us out?
Well, I want to thank Damon for joining us today. Very insightful, and we definitely gonna have to have you back on. And you're more than welcome to join us
Thank you for having
any
me.
day, Monday through Friday. Like Lakeisha has what is it? Wealthy Women Wednesday. And just because it's got women in the title doesn't mean that men can't join. So Lakeisha,
Yeah.
Well, wealthy women, bro. Well, man is in the word woman, so
True.
man.
You are the man with the womb. That's what Dr. Dr. Miles Monroe said. You are the man with the womb.
There you go.
Man.
You know
And
what? Let me throw this in here, Damon. This whole thing is because of a sermon that I heard from Dr. Miles Monroe.
Okay.
The whole Elizabeth, this whole thing is the sperm. He was the sperm, and I received it, and I asked God for it. Give me something through this man and what he says tonight. And he, like he says, and God, release the sperm of, creativity, But yeah, since you had mentioned him. Okay, Danielle.
okay, well, I just want to say I'm looking forward to thank you for showing up today. And tomorrow you can join us for health and wellness with Deetra and Stacy. And I just want you guys to go out there and be prosperous, continue with your ritual successes in the ritual challenge. And thank you, Damon.
Routine.
Routine.
The routine.
That's in the routine.
Which I
And
guess will be turn into a ritual.
right. And you want to say, let's go ahead and give ourselves, we give the hug, give the world, give ourselves a hug. I'm sorry, I'm tongue twisted. And then go ahead and give the world a hug and sprinkle with all the abundance and goodness and prosperity. And we will see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Peace out.
Peace out. Peace out.